At 3 o'clock the hallway rested. Sunday sunlight crossed the floor. Dust was turning gold and weightless by the parlor's half-closed door. Mother dried her hands on linen, left the dishes stacked to shine. Then she walked toward the radio like she always did on time. She touched the polished wooden cabinet, leaned close to hear it breathe. Past the whistles, past the crackle, past the stations underneath. Father folded up the paper, my sister left her picture book, and even I grew still and listened when Mother gave the dial a look. Mother turned the dial at 3, and the wide world found our room. Strings arrived through summer static, soft as lilacs coming into bloom. No one said that we were happy, no one had to make it true. Mother turned the dial at 3, and every chair drew close to you. There were singers from the city, there were trumpets low and bright. There were stories from the coastline and a dance hall late at night. Through the curtains came the fragrance of the roses by the gate, while the clock above the mantel seemed content to run in place. I would watch her face grow younger when a certain melody played, as though someone from her girlhood had returned through light and shade. She would smooth the Sunday tablecloth, hum a line beneath her breath, and the room became a harbor where the afternoon could rest. Mother turned the dial at 3, and the wide world found our room. Strings arrived through summer static, soft as lilacs coming into bloom. No one said that we were happy, no one had to make it true. Mother turned the dial at 3, and every chair drew close to you. Years have moved the hands much farther. Other houses know my name. Still on quiet Sunday afternoons I almost hear that same refrain. Not the words and not the singer, not the station's fading call, only Mother at the cabinet, bringing warmth into us all. Some doors close without a warning, some voices travel on, but a hand upon a radio can keep a whole house young. Mother turned the dial at 3, now the memory turns for me. Through the years and through the silence, that small room is where I'll be. No one said the hour was precious, still I know it always knew. Mother turned the dial at 3, and Sunday gently carried through. Father's chair beside the lamp held the shape of every week. Brown wool coat across the armrest, Sunday paper at his feet. He would settle without speaking, turn the lamp a little low, while the radio filled the parlor with a song from long ago. The lamplight touched his silver cufflinks, caught the lines beside his eyes. Sometimes when the horns grew tender, he would look toward Mother's side. Not a smile that asked attention, not a word for us to hear, only something calm and faithful passing quietly between them there. Father's chair beside the lamp, where the yellow circle fell, held the things he never told us, held them quietly and well. Every note became a letter that his lips would never stamp. Love sat down on Sunday evenings in Father's chair beside the lamp. Once a program played a foxtrot from a hotel by the bay. Mother paused beside the curtains, Father's fingers kept the sway. He looked down almost embarrassed, tapped the rhythm on his knee. Then he rose and bowed before her with an old formality. For 1 minute they were younger, though the rug was worn and thin. She placed one hand on his shoulder, he drew the other gently in. My sister laughed behind her teacup. I pretended not to stare, but the whole house learned a secret from that slowly turning pair. Father's chair beside the lamp, where the yellow circle fell, held the things he never told us, held them quietly and well. Every note became a letter that his lips would never stamp. Love sat down on Sunday evenings in Father's chair beside the lamp. Later, when the dance was over, he returned and cleared his throat. Mother folded back the curtains, smiling softly at his coat. Nothing grand had been announced there, no great promise crossed the room. Yet the lamplight seemed much warmer, and the roses breathed perfume. I once thought love should speak like thunder, should be bright enough to see. Now I know it may sit quietly and keep another company. Father's chair beside the lamp stands inside my memory still. There he loved without explaining, there he always, always will. Every silence had a meaning, every glance became a stamp. Love sat down and stayed beside us in Father's chair beside the lamp. two songs the static opened. Then a man began to speak. From a city past the mountains, past the river, past the wheat. He described the evening traffic, neon waking in the rain, taxi doors and theater awnings, footsteps hurrying for a train. I had never seen that skyline, never walked that avenue. Still his voice made every window show a world I almost knew. On our street the shops were closing, Mr. Bell swept by his door. But a voice from a distant city placed an ocean on the floor. A voice from a distant city came softly through the gray, carrying lights I'd never followed, calling streets I could not name. I was safe beside the family, still my heart leaned far away. A voice from a distant city put tomorrow in that day. Mother poured the tea more slowly, Father listened with one eye. On the clouds beyond the rooftop, turning violet in the sky. My sister traced the map in silence, found the river, found the line. Then she said, perhaps you'll go there, and I laughed to pass the time. Yet I saw a station platform, saw a suitcase by my shoe, heard a porter call the evening, felt the engine pulling through. Not because our home was empty, not because I wished it gone, but the radio had shown me how one place could lead beyond. A voice from a distant city came softly through the gray, carrying lights I'd never followed, calling streets I could not name. I was safe beside the family, still my heart leaned far away. A voice from a distant city put tomorrow in that day. Years afterward I reached that station, held my hat against the rain. Crowds moved underneath the awnings, just as he had once explained. In a cafe near the corner, someone tuned a radio, and the static brought our parlor back from years and miles ago. Every journey starts in secret, long before the suitcase closes. Sometimes all a heart requires is a voice that names the road. A voice from a distant city still follows where I roam. It taught me roads can lead us outward without taking us from home. Every light I later followed first appeared so far away. A voice from a distant city put tomorrow in that day. Spoken hard that morning, let the screen door answer back. Spent the noon beside the river, skipping stones along the bank. By the time I reached the garden, music floated through the wall. and the kitchen clock was ticking like it knew I'd come at all. On the table by the sugar was a cup with painted blue. Steam no longer rose above it, still the room smelled warm and true. There were lemon peels beside it, there was honey in the spoon. Tea waiting in the kitchen, in the middle of the tune. Tea waiting in the kitchen, cooling patiently for me. No forgiveness had been spoken, still forgiveness seemed to breathe. Through the wall the radio whispered, through the window leaned the moon. There was love without a question in the middle of the tune. I could hear my father coughing, hear my sister turn a page, hear my mother hum so softly that it loosened all my shame. I had planned a proud returning, some defense I might explain, but the cup beneath my fingers made those sharpened words feel plain. I sat down upon the wooden chair, watched the last light leave the yard. Sugar melted into amber, coming home was not so hard. When my mother crossed the doorway, she did not rehearse the morning, only asked if I was hungry as the radio kept turning. Tea waiting in the kitchen, cooling patiently for me. No forgiveness had been spoken, still forgiveness seemed to breathe. Through the wall the radio whispered, through the window leaned the moon. There was love without a question in the middle of the tune. I said, "Mother, I was foolish." She adjusted one loose sleeve, then she warmed the kettle gently, as though kindness were that easy. Soon we carried cups together to the others in the room, and the song became much clearer as we entered with the moon. Some apologies are spoken, some are poured and left to wait, some are sweetened at the table before the hour grows too late. Tea waiting in the kitchen, I can taste that evening still. Not the lemon, not the honey, but a patient kind of will. Through the years when pride grows bitter, I remember that small room. There was love without a question in the middle of the tune. Then the violins began. My mother paused beside the radio. Father lowered both his hands. There were 7 gentle measures before memory filled the room, for it sounded like the song my sister used to hum. She would hum it by the mirror while she pinned her Sunday hair. Hum it sweeping down the staircase, hum it choosing what to wear. Never knew the proper verses, never needed any words, just a rising, falling promise, light as wings of garden birds. The song my sister used to hum came home across the air, touched the ribbon in the drawer and the empty upstairs chair. She was miles beyond the county, still her footsteps seemed to come. Every room grew young and golden with the song my sister used to hum. She had left the spring before that with 1 suitcase and a coat, for a town beside the harbor where she worked and rented rooms. Letters came on thin blue paper, full of weather work and trains. Yet the house had kept her laughter in the corners and the frames. Mother took her photograph down, wiped the glass upon her sleeve. Father said she'll visit Christmas with the calm he made us believe. I looked toward the narrow hallway where she once had spun around, and I felt no grief or anger, only distance given sound. The song my sister used to hum came home across the air, touched the ribbon in the drawer and the empty upstairs chair. She was miles beyond the county, still her footsteps seemed to come. Every room grew young and golden with the song my sister used to hum. When the final chord had faded, Mother asked me for a pen. We wrote, they played your little melody, the house remembered when. Then I walked it to the mailbox through the cool September sun, and the road no longer seemed so long as when the song begun. Love can leave and still be living, distance does not make it less. Sometimes absence finds a melody and wears it like a dress. The song my sister used to hum still turns the years around. She may live beyond the harbor, but she never left that sound. Every time the strings grow tender, I become her brother young, standing in a Sunday parlor with the song my sister used to hum. of northern weather, of a bridge repaired by dawn, of a senator in conference, of a freighter sailing on. Father listened from his armchair, Mother mended one loose seam, while I stood beside the window, watching sunlight cross the green. Mrs. Harper's cat was sleeping on the warm stone by the wall. Mr. Lewis trimmed his roses, 3 red petals had to fall. A boy delivered Sunday papers, whistling underneath his hat. News from the garden window was as simple as all that. News from the garden window, the marigold survived. The old gate held through Saturday. The pear tree stayed alive. The world may speak in distant voices, measured, serious and loud, but news from the garden window said there was kindness in the ground. Then I saw our quiet neighbor help a stranger start his car. Saw 2 children share an apple by the white fence near the yard. Mother came and stood beside me, following my steady gaze, and she said the smallest headlines sometimes last the longest days. From the set, a solemn announcer read the hour and cleared his throat. From the garden came a robin, building something out of straw. One voice counted what was broken, one small bird prepared a home. And I felt the afternoon choose which truth it wished to hold. News from the garden window, the marigold survived. The old gate held through Saturday. The pear tree stayed alive. The world may speak in distant voices, measured, serious and loud, but news from the garden window said there was kindness in the ground. When the bulletin was over, Father rose to check the rain. Mother set her mending basket on the windowsill again. I stepped out among the shadows, straightened one bent wooden stake, and the evening felt more hopeful for the little things we saved. Not all news arrives on paper, not all truth is read aloud. Some is growing by the doorstep, green and quiet, warm and proud. News from the garden window, the marigold survived. A neighbor waved, a robin sang. The pear tree stayed alive. Though the world spoke far beyond us, from beneath a silver cloud, news from the garden window said there was kindness in the ground. The program reached its final hour as the daylight left the glass. Shadows climbed the parlor curtains. Sunday moved toward evening fast. Then the singer blurred to static. Strings became a distant spray. And we leaned toward one another when the signal faded away. Father rose and touched the aerial. Mother turned the dial around. Every station came like weather, half a word and half a sound. My sister held her breath beside me, as though silence might explain why the song that filled the whole house could not find its road again. When the signal faded away, we could hear the mantel clock. We could hear the kitchen settling, hear the wind against the lock. What was missing made us listen to the things that chose to stay. We found one another clearly when the signal faded away. Father sat back in his armchair. Mother did not try once more. No one hurried toward the hallway. No one crossed the parlor door. Then she asked about the garden. He spoke softly of the rain. I told them of the distant city I might travel to someday. My sister spoke about the harbor, about the letters she would write. Conversation warmed the shadows as the lamp became our light. Without music underneath us, every voice was close and plain, and the silence lost its emptiness like a window losing rain. When the signal faded away, we could hear the mantel clock. We could hear the kitchen settling, hear the wind against the lock. What was missing made us listen to the things that chose to stay. We found one another clearly when the signal faded away. Just before the hour was ending, one clear trumpet crossed the air. Only 7 notes of music, then the station was not there. Still those notes seemed more than plenty, like a blessing passing through. Father smiled across at Mother, and the room already knew. Nothing beautiful stays perfect, Every song must lose its sound, but the quiet after music shows us who is gathered round. When the signal faded away, we no longer feared the dark. Every voice became a lantern, every face a little spark. What was missing made us grateful for the ones who chose to stay. The whole house learned to listen when the signal faded away. Mother clicked the radio silent. Father lowered down the shade. Sunday's final blue was resting on the paths the shadows made. Cups were carried to the kitchen, newspapers were folded small, yet the house stayed warm after the music, warm enough to hold us all. There was no applause or curtain, no announcer saying more, only mother rinsing porcelain, only father checking doors. My sister found her woolen sweater, I put kindling by the flame, and the silence felt familiar, not an ending, not a change. The house stayed warm after the music, after every note was through. Not because the fire was burning, not because the lamps were new. Every song had left a doorway, every voice had left a view. The house stayed warm after the music, because I had been there with you. We moved softly through the evening, each returning to our place. Mother wrote a letter slowly, father wound the mantel clock. From upstairs my sister's footsteps crossed the boards and then were still, while the moon above the chimney touched the quiet windowsill. I remained beside the radio, hand upon its wooden side, feeling warmth within the cabinet, though the tubes no longer shined. For a moment I believed it, held the songs beneath the grain, waiting for another Sunday to release them all again. The house stayed warm after the music, after every note was through. Not because the fire was burning, not because the lamps were new. Every song had left a doorway, every voice had left a view. The house stayed warm after the music, because I had been there with you. house belongs to others. Different curtains frame the light. Still, whenever Sundays soften into early autumn night, I can see my mother turning, I can see my father's chair, hear my sister in the hallway, feel the whole world gathered there. Music was the thread between us, but our hands had made it strong. Long after the room grew silent, we remained inside the song. The house stayed warm after the music, and it stays warm even now, in the turning of a dial, in a coat, a cup, a vow. Every Sunday lives within me, every memory carries through. The house stayed warm after the music, because I had been there with you. At 3 o'clock the hallway rested. Sunday sunlight crossed the floor. Dust was turning gold and weightless by the parlor's half-closed door. Mother dried her hands on linen, left the dishes stacked to shine. Then she walked toward the radio like she always did on time. She touched the polished wooden cabinet, leaned close to hear it breathe. Past the whistles, past the crackle, past the stations underneath. Father folded up the paper, my sister left her picture book. And even I grew still and listened when Mother gave the dial a look. Mother turned the dial at 3, and the wide world found our room. Strings arrived through summer static, soft as lilacs coming into bloom. No one said that we were happy, no one had to make it true. Mother turned the dial at 3, and every chair drew close to you. There were singers from the city, there were trumpets low and bright. There were stories from the coastline and a dance hall late at night. Through the curtains came the fragrance of the roses by the gate, while the clock above the mantel seemed content to run in place. I would watch her face grow younger when a certain melody played, as though someone from her girlhood had returned through light and shade. She would smooth the Sunday tablecloth, hum a line beneath her breath, and the room became a harbor where the afternoon could rest. Mother turned the dial at 3, and the wide world found our room. Strings arrived through summer static, soft as lilacs coming into bloom. No one said that we were happy, no one had to make it true. Mother turned the dial at 3, and every chair drew close to you. Years have moved the hands much farther. Other houses know my name. Still on quiet Sunday afternoons I almost hear that same refrain. Not the words and not the singer, not the station's fading call. Only mother at the cabinet, bringing warmth into us all. Some doors close without a warning, some voices travel on, but a hand upon a radio can keep a whole house young. Mother turned the dial at 3. Now the memory turns for me. Through the years and through the silence, that small room is where I'll be. No one said the hour was precious, still I know it always knew. Mother turned the dial at 3, and Sunday gently carried through. Father's chair beside the lamp held the shape of every week. Brown wool coat across the armrest, Sunday paper at his feet. He would settle without speaking, turn the lamp a little low, while the radio filled the parlor with a song from long ago. The lamplight touched his silver cufflinks, caught the lines beside his eyes. Sometimes when the horns grew tender, he would look toward mother's side. Not a smile that asked attention, not a word for us to hear, only something calm and faithful passing quietly between them there. Father's chair beside the lamp, where the yellow circle fell, held the things he never told us, held them quietly and well. Every note became a letter that his lips would never stamp. Love sat down on Sunday evenings in Father's chair beside the lamp. Once a program played a foxtrot from a hotel by the bay. Mother paused beside the curtains, Father's fingers kept the sway. He looked down almost embarrassed, tapped the rhythm on his knee. Then he rose and bowed before her with an old formality. For 1 minute they were younger, though the rug was worn and thin. She placed one hand on his shoulder, he drew the other gently in. My sister laughed behind her teacup, I pretended not to stare. But the whole house learned a secret from that slowly turning pair. Father's chair beside the lamp, where the yellow circle fell, held the things he never told us, held them quietly and well. Every note became a letter that his lips would never stamp. Love sat down on Sunday evenings in Father's chair beside the lamp. Later, when the dance was over, he returned and cleared his throat. Mother folded back the curtain, smiling softly at his coat. Nothing grand had been announced there, no great promise crossed the room. Yet the lamplight seemed much warmer, and the roses breathed perfume. I once thought love should speak like thunder, should be bright enough to see. Now I know it may sit quietly and keep another company. Father's chair beside the lamp stands inside my memory still. There he loved without explaining, there he always, always will. Every silence had a meaning, every glance became a stamp. Love sat down and stayed beside us in Father's chair beside the lamp. Between two songs the static opened, then a man began to speak. From a city past the mountains, past the river, past the wheat. He described the evening traffic, neon waking in the rain, taxi doors and theater awnings, footsteps hurrying for a train. I had never seen that skyline, never walked that avenue. Still his voice made every window show a world I almost knew. On our street the shops were closing, Mr. Bell swept by his door. But a voice from a distant city placed an ocean on the floor. A voice from a distant city came softly through the gray, carrying lights I'd never followed, calling streets I could not name. I was safe beside the family, still my heart leaned far away. A voice from a distant city put tomorrow in that day. Mother poured the tea more slowly, Father listened with one eye. On the clouds beyond the rooftop, turning violet in the sky, my sister traced the map in silence, found the river, found the line. Then she said, perhaps you'll go there, and I laughed to pass the time. Yet I saw a station platform, saw a suitcase by my shoe, heard a porter call the evening, felt the engine pulling through. Not because our home was empty, not because I wished it gone, But the radio had shown me how one place could lead beyond. A voice from a distant city came softly through the gray, carrying lights I'd never followed, calling streets I could not name. I was safe beside the family, still my heart leaned far away. A voice from a distant city put tomorrow in that day. Years afterward, I reached that station, held my hat against the rain. Crowds moved underneath the awnings, just as he had once explained. In a cafe near the corner, someone tuned a radio, and the static brought our parlor back from years and miles ago. Every journey starts in secret, long before the suitcase closes. Sometimes all a heart requires is a voice that names the road. A voice from a distant city still follows where I roam. It taught me roads can lead us outward without taking us from home. Every light I later followed first appeared so far away. A voice from a distant city put tomorrow in that day. I had spoken hard that morning, let the screen door answer back. Spent the noon beside the river, skipping stones along the bank. By the time I reached the garden, music floated through the wall, and the kitchen clock was ticking like it knew I'd come at all. On the table by the sugar was a cup with painted blue. Steam no longer rose above it, still the room smelled warm and true. There were lemon peels beside it, there was honey in the spoon. Tea waiting in the kitchen, in the middle of the tune. Tea waiting in the kitchen, cooling patiently for me. No forgiveness had been spoken, still forgiveness seemed to breathe. Through the wall, the radio whispered. Through the window leaned the moon. There was love without a question in the middle of the tune. I could hear my father coughing, hear my sister turn a page, hear my mother hum so softly that it loosened all my shame. I had planned a proud returning, some defense I might explain. but the cup beneath my fingers made those sharpened words feel plain. I sat down upon the wooden chair, watched the last light leave the yard. Sugar melted into amber, coming home was not so hard. When my mother crossed the doorway, she did not rehearse the morning, only asked if I was hungry as the radio kept turning. Tea waiting in the kitchen, cooling patiently for me. No forgiveness had been spoken, still forgiveness seemed to breathe. Through the wall, the radio whispered. Through the window leaned the moon. There was love without a question in the middle of the tune. I said, "Mother, I was foolish." She adjusted one loose sleeve. Then she warmed the kettle gently, as though kindness were that easy. Soon we carried cups together to the others in the room, and the song became much clearer as we entered with the moon. Some apologies are spoken, some are poured and left to wait, some are sweetened at the table before the hour grows too late. Tea waiting in the kitchen, I can taste that evening still. Not the lemon, not the honey, but a patient kind of will. Through the years, when pride grows bitter, I remember that small room. There was love without a question in the middle of the tune. The announcer named the orchestra, then the violins began. My mother paused beside the radio, father lowered both his hands. There were 7 gentle measures before memory filled the room, for it sounded like the song my sister used to hum. She would hum it by the mirror while she pinned her Sunday hair. Hum it sweeping down the staircase, hum it choosing what to wear. Never knew the proper verses, never needed any words, just a rising, falling promise, light as wings of garden birds. The song my sister used to hum came home across the air, touched the ribbon in the drawer and the empty upstairs chair. She was miles beyond the county, still her footsteps seemed to come. Every room grew young and golden with the song my sister used to hum. She had left the spring before that with one suitcase and a coat for a town beside the harbor where she worked and rented rooms. Letters came on thin blue paper, full of weather, work and trains. Yet the house had kept her laughter in the corners and the frames. Mother took her photograph down, wiped the glass upon her sleeve. Father said she'll visit Christmas with the calm he made us believe. I looked toward the narrow hallway where she once had spun around, and I felt no grief or anger, only distance given sound. The song my sister used to hum came home across the air, touched the ribbon in the drawer and the empty upstairs chair. She was miles beyond the county, still her footsteps seemed to come. Every room grew young and golden with the song my sister used to hum. When the final chord had faded, Mother asked me for a pen. We wrote, they played your little melody. The house remembered when. Then I walked it to the mailbox through the cool September sun, and the road no longer seemed so long as when the song begun. Love can leave and still be living. Distance does not make it less. Sometimes absence finds a melody and wears it like a dress. The song my sister used to hum still turns the years around. She may live beyond the harbor, but she never left that sound. Every time the strings grow tender, I become her brother young, standing in a Sunday parlor with the song my sister used to hum. Of northern weather, of a bridge repaired by dawn, of a senator in conference, of a freighter sailing on. Father listened from his armchair, Mother mended one loose seam, while I stood beside the window watching sunlight cross the green. Mrs. Harper's cat was sleeping on the warm stone by the wall. Mr. Lewis trimmed his roses, 3 red petals had to fall. A boy delivered Sunday papers, whistling underneath his hat. News from the garden window was as simple as all that. News from the garden window, the marigold survived. The old gate held through Saturday. the pear tree stayed alive. The world may speak in distant voices, measured, serious and loud, but news from the garden window said there was kindness in the ground. Then I saw our quiet neighbor help a stranger start his car. Saw two children share an apple by the white fence near the yard. Mother came and stood beside me, following my steady gaze. And she said the smallest headlines sometimes last the longest days. From the set a solemn announcer read the hour and cleared his throat. From the garden came a robin building something out of straw. One voice counted what was broken, one small bird prepared a home. And I felt the afternoon choose which truth it wished to hold. News from the garden window, the marigold survived. The old gate held through Saturday. The pear tree stayed alive. The world may speak in distant voices, measured, serious and loud, but news from the garden window said there was kindness in the ground. When the bulletin was over, Father rose to check the rain. Mother set her mending basket on the windowsill again. I stepped out among the shadows, straightened one bent wooden stake, and the evening felt more hopeful for the little things we saved. Not all news arrives on paper, not all truth is read aloud. Some is growing by the doorstep, green and quiet, warm and proud. News from the garden window, the marigold survived. A neighbor waved, a robin sang, the pear tree stayed alive. Though the world spoke far beyond us, from beneath the silver cloud, news from the garden window said there was kindness in the ground. The program reached its final hour as the daylight left the glass. Shadows climbed the parlor curtains, Sunday moved toward evening fast. Then the singer blurred to static, strings became a distant spray, and we leaned toward one another when the signal faded away. Father rose and touched the aerial. Mother turned the dial around. Every station came like weather, half a word and half a sound. My sister held her breath beside me, as though silence might explain why the song that filled the whole house could not find its road again. When the signal faded away, we could hear the mantel clock. We could hear the kitchen settling, hear the wind against the lock. What was missing made us listen to the things that chose to stay. We found one another clearly when the signal faded away. Father sat back in his armchair. Mother did not try once more. No one hurried toward the hallway. No one crossed the parlor door. Then she asked about the garden. He spoke softly of the rain. I told them of the distant city I might travel to someday. My sister spoke about the harbor, about the letters she would write. Conversation warmed the shadows as the lamp became our light. Without music underneath us, every voice was close and plain, and the silence lost its emptiness like a window losing rain. When the signal faded away, we could hear the mantel clock. We could hear the kitchen settling, hear the wind against the lock. What was missing made us listen to the things that chose to stay. We found one another clearly when the signal faded away. Just before the hour was ending, one clear trumpet crossed the air. Only 7 notes of music, then the station was not there. Still those notes seemed more than plenty, like a blessing passing through. Father smiled across at Mother, and the room already knew. Nothing beautiful stays perfect. Every song must lose its sound. But the quiet after music shows us who is gathered round. When the signal faded away, we no longer feared the dark. Every voice became a lantern, every face a little spark. What was missing made us grateful for the ones who chose to stay. The whole house learned to listen when the signal faded away. Mother clicked the radio silent. Father lowered down the shade. Sunday's final blue was resting on the paths the shadows made. Cups were carried to the kitchen. Newspapers were folded small. Yet the house stayed warm after the music, warm enough to hold us all. There was no applause or curtain, no announcer saying more, only mother rinsing porcelain, only father checking doors. My sister found her woolen sweater. I put kindling by the flame, and the silence felt familiar. Not an ending, not a change. The house stayed warm after the music, after every note was through. Not because the fire was burning, not because the lamps were new. Every song had left a doorway, every voice had left a view. The house stayed warm after the music, because I had been there with you. We moved softly through the evening, each returning to our place. Mother wrote a letter slowly. Father wound the mantel clock. From upstairs my sister's footsteps crossed the boards and then were still, while the moon above the chimney touched the quiet windowsill. I remained beside the radio, hand upon its wooden side, feeling warmth within the cabinet, though the tubes no longer shined. For a moment I believed it, held the songs beneath the grain, waiting for another Sunday to release them all again. The house stayed warm after the music, after every note was through. Not because the fire was burning, not because the lamps were new. Every song had left a doorway, every voice had left a view. The house stayed warm after the music, because I had been there with you.